Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Taryn and I share real life money talk, how I budget, where the money goes, and how I make it work for our lifestyle and financial goals. And it's time for another budget with me and cash stuffing. And this one's for our last paycheck of April. I can't believe that we are already at the end of the month. This week we're working with my husband's paycheck, which came in at $2,673. That's after taxes and pre-tax contributions. We also have $25 from my daughter for her portion of the cell phone bill. It's actually her only financial obligation, but I needed her to have one consistent bill while we work on money management. I mean, you have to start somewhere, right? So let's break it down and see where every dollar is going, from fixed expenses to cash envelopes and sinking funds. We're keeping it real and intentional with this one as we focus on closing out April on a strong note. So for total income, we have $2,698. Our fixed expenses this week is just our cell phone bill, movie club, which is for our local theater, and it gives us like free credits to see movies. And we're also going to be replacing $32 into our checking account cushion. So our fixed expenses equal a total of $230. So that actually leaves us with quite a bit this week. So we have $2,468 we have to work with. So we're gonna hop right into our variable spending, which on average weekly is just groceries, gas, and personal spending. The other essential categories I always cover with the first paycheck of the month. I like to just get it out of the way. So for groceries and gas combined, that's $525, $200 to gas, $325 to our grocery bill. We are a household of 5 in California, and obviously everyone knows that food prices have significantly increased, so we increased our food budget. We have been more intentional with what we purchase, but we also purchase organic, less processed foods, and you know that generally the healthy stuff costs more. So we just had to tweak our budget to make sure that we were able to feed our family the food that we prioritize. So in personal spending, we're going to go ahead and do $175, $75 for myself, $100 for my husband. This is just basically spending that we don't track. It doesn't matter what we spend it on. I challenge myself to try to save mine for savings challenges because that's just fun for me and I really want to build our emergency fund. My husband's, I think, is more just like peace of mind. It doesn't matter where it goes. He can just spend it on whatever he wants, knowing that our other financial goals are currently being met. So this is what works for us right now. And so for our variable expenses, that equals $700, leaving us with $1,768. So now we're going to focus on our sinking funds. Since we have less fixed expenses this week, I'm able to put more money towards our high priority and low priority sinking funds, which I do cash stuff for. And then as I reach a certain threshold, that money does get put back into a high yield savings account because obviously I do want to have that interest coming in. So we focus on holidays for sure. So 4th of July is going to get $150. Our anniversary is going to get $150. And then I'm pretty sure both of those are going to be done. Like I'm not going to add any more to those two. I think that once I do the count today, when I'm cash stuffing, I will feel comfortable with that number. And then we can sit down and actually talk about what we're going to do for those respective holidays. Christmas is going to get $320. We do $320 every single month. That's just a non-negotiable. Our Christmas goal is pretty high. It is $3,500, but it is not just for like Christmas gifts. We use it for Black Friday, which we usually only shop if the deal is actually worth it. I look year round, but that's generally a time where we will replace household items that we need to replace. Like this year, we might look into another RoboVac. Our Eufy that we have it's kind of on its last leg. We've had it for a few years, so we might replace that. So we would be using that money. Obviously, it is for gifts. It's for any extra decorations that I might want to add, wrapping paper, gifts for extended family. This is also to purchase food, like the extras that we would purchase outside of our normal grocery trip just to have a nice like Christmas Eve and Christmas Day meals. So it's not just gifts for us. But again, we are a household of 5, 3 kids, 2 adults. Well, 3 adults, 2 kids, because I guess my 18-year-old is an adult, although I don't agree with that. Like your brain is not even fully formed until you're 25 years old. But 18, I guess, is an adult. So, but it is 5 people. We live in California and we like to do experiences for holidays versus like things. Like one year we did passes to Universal Studios. We've done trips to like Disneyland. We've done things that are not going to necessarily be considered junk or clutter in the house. Like last year, they also got Kindles, things like that. So moving right along, we're going to add the final $100 to Sky's birthday, which is next month. She didn't want to go anywhere. She just asked for dinner. And then she also wanted to get one of those like decorative fireplaces for her room, because her room is more set up like a living room. It's not like a bedroom. Like she chose to not have a bed. She wanted a couch instead. And she has like a TV stand and TV floating on the wall. And now she wanted to add this fireplace. So we went ahead and did that. She knows it's not a surprise. We picked it together, one that met her needs and the decor. And then we're going to go ahead and add $50 to Harmony's birthday. And I'm not touching any other birthdays this month. For seasons, we normally do $100 a month, but because it was within the budget, I went ahead and increased it to $150. Same thing with vacation. So seasons basically is my envelopes that cover all 4 seasons. I do that because if I put it all into one envelope, I will probably spend it all in one season. But if we are right now in spring, let's say, I am not going to touch the fall envelope for spring. I won't. It's just something, for me, it's tangible, it's and also visual. I see that that money in that envelope is for that specific season. I'm not going to touch it. So it's just psychological for me, and it's what works for me. It may not work for everyone. Some people have just one envelope for like family fun. I break it down into seasons. So we're going to go ahead and put 150 there. And like I said, 150 to vacation. And then I know it's like a random number, but it just is the number that was needed to make this a zero-based budget this week. But $18 to kids' clothes. I'm adding $10 to makeup. Home emergency, it's bold because this money is not going to be pulled to cash stuff. I'm just going to make that deposit directly into our high yield savings account to basically get our home emergency back up to the 5K that it was at before we had that whole roof fiasco in the gym. Home maintenance is going to get $225. Deductibles, I kind of tweaked the budget. We had done 10 when we normally did 50 the other week. And I really wanted to put that 50, so I just made it work. We're going to put 40 more for a total of 50 for this month. Wellness is going to get 40. Our water and trash, which is water is every other month and trash is a quarterly bill. I put $20 each paycheck so that we are fully prepared when that bill generates. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. So the total for all of our sinking funds is $1,743, leaving us with $25, which is perfect because our extra savings, which is our 52-week challenge and our bookmark challenge, 52-week, we're putting $20, and for the bookmark this week, it's $5, so it was perfect to have that $25 left over. And I think I made the same mistake when I pulled the money. You guys, I just keep doing this. Look, on my cash envelope breakdown right here, you can see that I completely, once again, forgot about the 52-week and the bookmark. Like I forget about putting it on the breakdown. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to May's spreadsheet and I'm going to put it on the cash breakdown for every week. In fact, that might be the top one, like the start. I'm just going to already pre-populate it, at least with the category, not necessarily the amount, but the category. So yeah, so $25 short. So we're going to be cash stuffing $1,618. Technically, we should have been cash stuffing, let's see, we put 20 here, we put 5. We should be cash stuffing $1,643, but that's not happening. But it's okay because I actually have a reserve of very nice crisp bills that I like to keep in my rotation. So what I'll do is I'll just pull that 25 from there. And then from my checking account, I will just go ahead and take that 25 and throw it into our high yield savings account, which is basically what this reservoir of money is supposed to be. It's supposed to be our emergency fund, but I kept some of it in cash. I do keep it in our really heavy duty safe. You're not moving this bad boy, and it is secure in our house. And so I know people have issues with that, but I work from home. My kids homeschool. We're always home. We have protective dogs. We have an excellent alarm system. I mean, cameras everywhere. And I mean, my husband too, but like, you don't mess with my husband. He's a little intimidating for most people, but we don't just keep loads of cash. I know people think that that's like a huge concern. But again, we do keep it in a safe. It is in a fireproof container inside a fireproof safe. definitely worry about that. So don't think it's also not on my mind. Like, I get that, you know, but back in the day, I mean, people were shoving cash under their mattress. They were burying it in, you know, coffee cans in the backyard. And I know the power of a high yield savings account or CDs or anything like that. And we do utilize those. We do use Ally and PNC Bank, but sometimes having cash handy is also super important. If something were to happen and all the bank systems were to go down, whether it was because of a, you know, a natural disaster or some sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, hack, you know, whatever the case may be, I want to be able to have access to money. I think that's important and something that everyone should consider. Just pick what amount is comfortable for you. And again, I do recommend it being in a fireproof container and in a fireproof safe. So enough about that. Let's move along. So we're going to be cash stuffing $1,643. Let me get that set up. So I did go to the bank. We have the cash. We're ready to rock and roll. First, we're going to hop into my wallet. I want to kind of get this set up for the week. I do have some receipts, and what I like to do with my receipts is scan them in to 2 different apps. Fetch Rewards, Receipt Hog. Fetch Rewards allows you to earn points that you can then turn into gift cards, and Receipt Hog allows you to earn points, but you can actually request cash back and it'll go to like your PayPal account. So I think you could also do like a Visa gift card. So I think just for simply scanning your everyday receipts and getting this free money to spend, whether it's cash or a gift card, is a fabulous way of bringing in, you know, small amounts, but still like a little bit of extra income that you can use. If you're interested, you can use my referral code and you would get bonus points when you scan your first receipt. I'll go ahead and put the codes up on the screen, but they are also linked in the description of this video. So this pouch is what I like to use right here, the big front one, to put my receipts. And then it has 2 little small pockets in the back. This is available in my shop, limited quantity, by the way, and I probably will not be restocking. So I want to see what I have in my personal spending. Okay, $13. This is kind of a nice one. I think I'm gonna, oh, I actually have all pretty nice ones right now, so that's fine. $13. I'm gonna go ahead and just keep that in there. And for dining out, what do I have? I have $40 in here. I think that is okay because normally that's for the weekend when I go to yoga. Miscellaneous, 20. I'm actually going to swap that out because I didn't get decent 20s this week. So I will go ahead and swap that out for a not so nice because I know I will spend that. So $20 into miscellaneous. Beauty is like if I'm going somewhere where it's my nails, my hair, or whatnot, I will just throw it into this envelope. I don't carry cash in here unless I'm going to that appointment that day. Kids, I have 30 in here, and I'm going to go ahead and just keep that. Pets, same thing. I don't keep money in here. I just add money to it if I know I'm going to be picking up something for the babies. And the most of the envelopes I keep are oopsies. Like you can see this one was more to the left versus like the right. But I don't want to waste the product, so I'll just use it. No big deal. I think we're good. I'm not going to add anything to my wallet right now. We're going to hop into my essentials binder. We only have 2 categories in here that we are cash stuffing, and that is our personal spending money. So both mine and my husband's. Let me just show you like how beautiful. How beautiful is that, right? So that dashboard is available in my shop as well. And if you want the overlay, this is the overlay. It's like just a plastic transparent sheet with the vinyl over the dashboard. So that is an option. And if you want your vinyl directly on the dashboard, you don't want to have this, that's fine too. You just let me know. Okay. Now let's hop into my personal spending. And I was able to not spend any of my personal spending from last week. I think 10, 20, 30, ooh, sticky 5s, 40, 50, 60, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So it's a full 75. And because I only have 13 in my wallet, what I think I'll do is I'm going to take the 5 and the 5 ones, and I'm going to put that in my wallet, and I'm going to put this into savings challenges. So actually I will add that to my wallet. And then I'm going to go ahead and cash stuff another $75 into my personal envelope and try to challenge myself not to spend it. We will see how that goes. So I usually do 5 ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do 8 5s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I will do 3 10s. Not that great of 10s this week, but that's all right. I am blessed to have the ability to do this anyways. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I will challenge myself not to spend it. That way I'm a little bit more intentional with my purchases. Okay, my husband is out of his money. This is his personal envelope. We're going to go ahead and we're going to add $100. And I just do 20s, 20, 40, 60, 81. Okay. And that's it for the essentials binder, because as I was previously saying, anything that we would put in these categories is done in the first paycheck of each month. We're going to hop into my holiday binder first. Normally I do this last, but it's just how I have my cash breakdown organized. So that's what we're starting with. Okay, so let's hop in. I didn't add anything to next year's Valentine's Day because we are definitely ahead of the game, and I was focusing on trying to finish off ones that are still going to happen in the 2025 year. Easter is no longer fully funded, so I will take this placeholder out and I will start saving for Easter 2026 again in May. I usually start it the month after the holiday occurs. Mother's Day is fully funded, Father's Day, 4th of July, we are going to go ahead and add $150. And then let's see where we're at. So 150. Okay, so in a high yield savings account, we have 500, 600, 700. Okay, so $700 in a high yield savings account, 800, 900, 1,000, and 35. So I think that that should be sufficient. Normally our goal was 700. I increased it to 1,000 and I went over by 35. It's just because for this holiday, we like to try to go away as a family, but we haven't been able to do that. And for the years that we weren't able to do that, I just took that money and I split it up into the seasons, or I used it for summer. But I'm hoping that this year we'll actually be able to do something, but we'll see. And then anniversary. Okay, 500 in a high yield savings account. We're going to go ahead and add 150, and I think we will be calling it a day. Let's see. So 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000, 1,200, 1,300. Yeah, I think that that should be fine. So basically now we have $1,300 for our wedding anniversary, and what I'll do is sit down with my husband. We'll talk about what do we want to do, where do we want to go, is this going to be sufficient? And if it is, we're done. If it's not, maybe we'll save a little bit more. It's not until July, so we have time. But I really do prioritize saving for things like this that have to do with my husband and I being husband and wife, and not always just mom and dad. I think that is super important. We have always had kids because he had kids when we got together. We've never actually been together without kids, so we really need to know that we're going to still like each other, right? So we definitely prioritize that. And then Halloween, we're good. Thanksgiving, I'm skipping. I'm going to hop into Christmas. And, oh yeah, I forgot to make a placeholder, so I had put a little Post-it. But I have $900 in my high yield savings account. Okay, so we'll just keep that in mind. I'm going to go ahead and add our normal 320. Okay, So we have 900 in the high yield savings account. So that's 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, 1,300, 1,400, 1,500. So 1,550, 1,570, 1,590, 1,600. That is awesome. All right, our goal is 3,500 as we discussed earlier. We are already at 1,600. This is fabulous. We are definitely going to meet our goal. And then I think that's it. Oh no, hopping into birthdays. We're only going to be cash stuffing for Sky and Harmony. I'm going to go ahead and add another $100 to Sky's birthday. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50. So this is, I think, should be okay because she wanted that fireplace that we discussed and then also to go out to dinner. I think that should be able to cover it. And then Harmony's birthday, it's after Sky's. So we're going to add 50. So now we have $300 and we'll keep adding to that. She honestly only asked for money to go shop at Barnes & Noble's because that's where she's going to wind up spending all of her money, is Barnes & Noble's. So we'll see if we're going to do like a family dinner, and then whatever's left over, I'll get her a Barnes & Noble gift card. And then that is it in the holiday binder. Let's hop into my low priority binder. Quick disclaimer, low priority does not mean it is not important. It just could be where it may be something that we are taking longer to save for, or perhaps if we had to go to a bare bones budget, these would be the first categories that would get cut. It's not that they aren't just as important. It just may be we have more time to save for those categories, or if I did have to cut something out, those would be the ones we cut out. So these are the envelopes I have for my seasons. It is a bundle available in my shop. There's different styles, like a neutral color and stuff like that, or the spooky one, which I think I may have the spooky one. Yeah, and then we have one that's like a simple blue, but it's for each season. Okay, so again, if I don't split it up, I will just take whatever's in that one family fun or seasons envelope and probably spend it all, and I don't want to do that. So today we are going to put 150, and I just did 520s and 510s. So how do I divvy it up? Basically, I want to start with the season that we're in. So we are actually in spring. So we haven't actually really spent from it. So if anything does get left over, we might roll it over to the next season, or we'll leave it for next year, like for next spring. I think what I'll do is I will put 20 to the current season. So now for spring, we have 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 150, 170, 190, 210, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 260. So I think that's okay for right now. And then for summer, that's, we do a lot. Well, we try to do a lot in summer. So what I think I'm going to do is 50. So 20, 40, 50. So now we have 150, 60, 70, 80. So 180 in summer. Actually, let's just go ahead. We'll add another 20 for $200 for summer. And then for fall, 260. Yeah, we'll do 30 for fall, which means we have 120, 30, 140 for fall. And then we're going to add the other 30 to winter, which only has 10 because we just left winter. So now it'll have 40. And then we have plenty of time to save for more winter fun. And then in our vacation envelope, let's get away. We're going to go ahead and do 150. And I just did 150. Okay, and then let's see. We are going to go to the kids category. We're going to go into the kids envelope. Some of this I actually recently spent. Why is it out of order? So we don't actually have all that. I just need to pull it and pay my card back. So let's do the $18. So we did a 10, a 5, and 3 ones. Okay, so for right now we have 100, 220, 230, 240, 250, 263, 263. And then we are going to hop into the us category, and we are going to go to makeup right here because that's empty. I had just purchased some makeup that I needed to replace and also a couple things new that I wanted to try. So we're going to add $10 to makeup, and then let me go to wellness, which I think is up here. I just realized I did this out of order. I normally don't. Okay, wellness. We're going to add 40. So I just did 2 20s. So now we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 130 in wellness. Okay, and then we are going to move on to high priority. Okay, so this is my high priority binder, and we are going to hop into the home category. And we are going to add $225 to home maintenance. So $225. So now for home maintenance, we have 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, and 650. And what I'm going to do, I'm waiting for my tax return, and I'm definitely going to just bump this up to the 2K right away to get this to its goal. I'm going to get it into a high yield savings account and put a fully funded. And then as we need to use it, then I will replenish it. And I will probably do the same thing with our vehicle maintenance, just get both of those to 2K. Our home and vehicle emergency are 5K each, and that's in a high yield savings account. And then the maintenance is just things like for the car, for example, that would be oil changes, tire, windshield wipers, things like that. For home maintenance, we just recently, for example, had to replace the kitchen faucet because the other one was broken. We needed to get a new one. If we needed a new shower head or anything like that, that's where this would come from. So different from an emergency per se. So now we're going to hop back to trash and water. We like to be prepared for these bills that are not billed monthly. So I'm going to add $20 to trash. So now we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 105. And then we're going to add $20 to water, which I think my water bill is going to be coming out of my account soon. We'll see. 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 150, 170, 190, and 210. So 210 in water. Then we're going to go over to our miscellaneous long-term section for our deductibles. And we're going to go ahead and add $40. Okay. So for deductibles, we have 100, 200, 350. Basically, I'm trying to save enough money to where if I had to file a claim with any of our policies, I would have the deductible ready to go. All right, so that's it for high priority. So we are going to go ahead and hop into my 52-week savings challenge. And we are on section, nope, I need just, I keep forgetting to do it. Let me just mark these off really quick because these are completed and I think it throws me off. So section 4, yes, we are actually going to finish section 4 by putting $20. And we did successfully add $20 for each week from week 16 to week 20. So I just did 2 10s since that's what I had and I had forgot to go to the bank. So I'll go ahead and add that. And I cannot even believe it. We are already going to start section 5, which has week 21 to week 25. So ideally, if I was going to round, or not round, but like if I was going to up it a little bit, it'd be like 25 like each week, right? So that would be $125, 25 more than last month. We'll see if we can make it work, but May is going to look possibly a little bit different. I'll go more into that once I feel comfortable speaking about it, but we'll see. Let's hop to the bookmark savings challenge. To finish it off for April, I need to add $5, and that's what we're going to do. And then let's go ahead and scratch this off and see what I can try to challenge myself to save for next month. Okay, so we'll see about adding an additional 15 to our bookmark savings challenge for next month. And that is going to wrap up this portion of the video. And that's it for this week's budget, the last of April. Honestly, I'm really proud of the progress we were able to make, considering we had those unexpected expenses and we had to actually pull from emergency funds. And I'm not sure what the future holds. May look a little bit, like the month, May might look a little bit different going forward. But I can't speak on anything yet because really nothing is set in stone, but we'll see. We'll make it work. We always manage somehow, that's for sure. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me and taking the time to budget together. I hope this encourages you to check in with your own numbers and your goals and see if you're on track to meet those goals or if you need to make any adjustments. Even if things don't go perfect, it's all part of the process. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. And if you're working on your budget this week, let me know in the comments how it's going. I would love to hear from you all. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep being intentional with your money and definitely don't forget to breathe. Bye.